What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. It's flight number 124 airborne. Welcome on board. It's very fortunate to have you guys here once again, and today it's a match preview of the game against Crystal Palace in Chelsea FC. 4 hours time. But before I get into my match preview analysis and how I want the game to pan out or how I want the game to go, I'm gonna apologize to all my viewers that was watching the screen yesterday. There was a technical problem in backstage, so unfortunately we couldn't proceed with the live stream. But I'm gonna take care of this issue today. So we pray that in the near future the same problem does not occur again. Thank you for watching and enjoy the intro once again. Good morning, my nervous. Welcome back again, guys. After coming out of a devastating loss to West Bromwich Albion, Chelsea had a big wake-up call to the FC Porto game. 4 days after Chelsea locked on with FC Porto in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. There's been lots of rumors about Jorginho. Jorginho make transfer dismission after Porto win. Chelsea midfielder Jorginho admitted that he would like to return to Naples after his career, just a moment after his side won 2-0 over FC Porto. That's just a transfer rumor. I try to put it out there for people, for all my viewers to know about. But today we're gonna delve into the analysis. Hey, so guys, stay tuned, enjoy the game. And I want to say, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do me a favor, subscribe to Blue Clouds TV, because we're always here to give you the news as it goes. Transfer news, rumors, speculations, and these news I usually bring them across to you. We're coming for credible sources from the newspaper, the Telegraph, the London News. This is where I take my news from. Read into them and bring it to you as it comes in. Thank you for watching the video again, and then enjoy the analysis. Aspilicueta on the right back. Then I have I have the midfield four with the double pivot of Jorginho and Kovacic. They still remain their partnership that we've had for a while now. Then I have Alonso. I took Alonso out. Now I have Ben Chilwell there, since I put Ben Chilwell over there because of his performance against Porto. So I took Alonso out and I have Ben Chilwell. Then I have Reece James playing in the right wing with backing up with Aspilicueta. Then I have my 4-3 with Timo Werner in the same position on the left side. Hakim Ziyech in this game, I don't know if he's going to play or not, but I have Hakim Ziyech on the right wing, and then Kai Havertz as a false 9. I put Hakim Ziyech there because I know that the plastic guy called Christian Pulisic is not going to be there because he's always injured. So I put
plastic guy.
He's plastic.
Yeah, new one.
I put the Dutch player over there to play the right wing for us. What do you guys think of this lineup?
Yeah, great lineup. The only change I'll make on there is only because you got to remember, guys, we've got 3 games here because we've obviously got Crystal Palace on Saturday. We then got Porto for the second leg, obviously on Tuesday, and then don't forget, guys, we've got a vital semi-final against Manchester City the following week in the FA Cup. So there's going to be some changes there in that team. For me, the only change I'll put on there is I'd love to see Callum Hudson-Odoi get a game in there over Ziyech maybe, or even Werner. I think Werner needs a rest personally. I think, look, I love Werner. You know I do. Blue Clouds. I want to see this guy do really, really well at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I
Me too.
think what we're seeing with him in the last couple of games now is he's struggling. Okay, he's nice. He's setting up goals, brilliant. But his actual job is to actually put the ball in the back of the net.
Right.
His form is currently not there at the moment, and I'm not going to get on his back because I really want him to do well, and I'll carry on taking up for him no matter what until he ever leaves the football club, because I don't really want him to go. But I know there's a lot of Chelsea fans out there that are already asking for him to go. But for me, just for this game, only because of the 3 games coming up, I'll actually play Cho because I think Cho deserves game time. I don't think he's done anything wrong not to get game time. But what I don't understand is why all of a sudden has he just been dropped. And maybe the other one I probably would risk maybe up front. If we can't put Kai Havertz there, maybe give Tammy a run out in that game, maybe in one of those games, because I think he deserves a chance as well. Or Giroud.
Yeah.
I pretty much agree with everything you said about Werner, Timo Werner. There's no hatred for him.
Yep.
I mean, he's been great, but in the end, the job of a striker is to put the ball in the back of the net. I know, but when you consider his overall contributions to the team, his industry, his energy, excellent. I mean, his assists, excellent. I mean, you can say, well, we can manage him. And the truth is, I don't see the club letting him go that way.
No.
And he coming to your lineup, you had Chilwell, and you say your reason was because of his performance against Porto, right?
Definitely.
The reason I put him there, the reason I put him there is just to take care of the pacey attackers of Crystal Palace, because believe me, Alonso cannot deal with Eberechi Eze or even Zaha. So I think a better option there would be Chilwell. Chile will do a very good job in stopping those guys, but Alonso 2 or 3 times he's going to come into foul and probably end up getting a red card, or he just let the guy fly by him as he does sometimes, you know. So I think I'd start Chilwell because he can stop those guys. Alonso cannot. Definitely he cannot. You know, overall, I think your lineup looks pretty much, you can say, I wouldn't start Jorginho.
You wouldn't start him at all?
No. If Kante is fit to play, I'll start him alongside Kovacic. Then you have a balanced midfield, because that's where they're going to try to exploit.
Yeah.
Everything West Brom did to us was from that midfield that day. So Crystal Palace would like to do the same thing, and if we don't take care of it by pairing Kovacic and or either of the two with Kante, will be balanced. But 2 of them, they're not defensively. Sometimes you can say Jorginho sometimes does a good job defensive wise, but sometimes he's just defensively he doesn't do anything. But in some cases you say, wow, is that Jorginho defending like this? But I don't think it will be wise to leave Kante out of that game. He's fit enough to play. So that and in the attack, I would start Abraham or Giroud. I would not play what's his name again? Havertz. Yeah, I won't play him as false 9 in that game. It will not work. Believe me. That's my own opinion, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, no matter what you do, no matter what lineup you put down, somebody's definitely gonna say something about it. So I agree with you guys' ideas and the kind of personnel that you want to put in certain position. That makes sense though, and I understand the reason why you would never put Alonso over there, because of the pacey. Either they're gonna have a Luis
Zaha, Eze, and what's his name?
Eze, and then the Dutch player. What's his name?
Which one? The one who plays.
He used to be a former Chelsea player.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
I think he'll be on the left side. He'll be dealing with he's the left back, right?
Yeah, he is. He's bugging me now. His name's bugging me now. Do you know that?
Yeah.
He'll be dealing with Rhys James.
I know.
He'll be dealing with Equator. Okay, because he plays on the left. Yeah, and I think also Kai Havertz in the first 9. See, my only problem is, look, like I said, no matter who you put down in the attack, if those 2 players, which is Jorginho and Kovacic, whoever comes in there are not supplying the ball, which we know Igola Conte is also not a good passer of the ball. So now all the passing of the ball, the distribution of the balls will be on Kovacic. And do you think
honestly, Nee, I disagree with you. Did you say Kante is not a good passer of the ball?
No, going forward, like long range.
Even going forward, I think right now he's actually better than all the midfielders we have in terms of long ball. Yeah. Believe me, I mean, he doesn't have strong chemistry with either Kovacic or Jorginho, as both. You know, I mean, Kova and Jorginho, they have a great chemistry, but with Conte, if you pair Conte with either of the two, the chemistry dies down a bit. But believe me, he's a better passer of the ball than the two.
Look,
in terms of long balls and even screaming the defense. I mean, I disagree in that aspect. No offense. I hope you understand.
Yeah, I do.
In terms of his passing range, he's quite good at it.
I know of his long range passing is good, but I'm talking about the 5-yard passes and then the long, true ball passes, stuff like that. That's what I'm really worried about.
All in all, we don't have that caliber of player that can split defenses open right now. That's one of the things Chelsea is missing at this point. Yeah. Since this guy left, what's his name?
Fabregas.
We haven't gotten anybody in that category or style of play that can split defense. Or when you make a run, the closest person with the closest kind of player we have right now to Fabregas is Kai Havertz. He can see those runs if you make them.
Yeah,
and he can also, he also has a good sense of positioning. Also, the closest. I mean, overall, you can say he's the closest we have to Fabregas. Other than that, we don't have that talent that splits defense for attackers that make runs right now, and that's one of the issues we have. You know, so our chances often come from crosses, and it's very predictable.
Yeah,
you know, something has to be done about it for the goal XGs to increase whenever we play against each team. You know.
That's true, mate.
Very well said. So, looking at the style, what do you think Chelsea should expect from Crystal Palace, DJ?
I think they're gonna make it tough. I think if knowing Roy Hodgson as well as in terms of his management, you can bet your bottom dollar bill he would have watched that Chelsea game against West Bromwich Albion and seen where and what they can do. But what I would say is, I think we'll be tight. I think this Saturday, I think we will be actually tight because let's be honest, no one expected us to be battered 5-2. I never expected it.
Right.
When you think about all the players coming back from international duty, 1 day of training, they've had the chance now to adapt. They've obviously gone and got that result against Porto. This time around now, they're not going to find many weaknesses in the team. And I think it's going to go back to being another one of those games where he's going to keep it tight as he does. And we might not be a high-scoring game, but I can see he's winning that game. I never give a score prediction, but I can see he's winning it without Palace giving us much problems. If they do give us issues, I can only see it possibly coming on maybe through the middle with Christensen there in the back. I don't know because he can go a little bit away from what he does. His lacks of concentration can sometimes let him down.
Yeah,
and if Zaha,
it happens every now and then.
It does, And if Zaha does explore that, then you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to run at him. And Zetchi as well. He's going to run it. They're going to run at them. They're going to run at him. And he could commit a foul. He could do anything and give them dangerous free kicks and penalty kicks. But other than that, I think we should be okay. I can't see other than that any other dangers for us in the team from them, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think DJ's he's right. Because they don't have the caliber of players that West Brom has. They can cost. I mean, they'll try to play, but eventually they'll have a very low block.
Yeah,
and try to hit us on the break. That's the difference, you know. I think they'll be better. They'll try to play better than West Brom did. They're not. I think the long ball thing will not work for them in any way because they don't have that. Like I said, the caliber of players to like give us issues in terms of long balls or something like that. And what DJ says. What he said about Christensen is he's absolutely spot on that aspect because every now and then, even when you think Christensen is at his very best, he makes some silly mistake and then you go like, what just happened? Yeah. You know, it happens every now and then. I don't know if he has changed because lately he's been great, but still, I'm still scared of him making such mistake and when you least expect it and then we're in trouble. And I agree with DJ again. at the end of the day, no matter how unwatchable the game may seem, we'll end up winning no matter what happens. I believe we'll win that game.
Yeah. I hope that Christensen will find his target this time, because the game that Chelsea against FC Porto, almost about 90% his passes were very
awful. He was horrible.
Yeah, it was very awful. He couldn't get any of them. So I hope that this time he will get his target right, and then his passes will be more accurate than it is in the previous games.
You see, this is again, you've hit the nail right on the head again there, Blue Class. I'll tell you another thing. You know, people moan so much about Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, right?
Yeah.
Those guys also live off service. And when you got your players not providing the service from the midfield to them, what do you expect them to do? Do things all by themselves? I know sometimes they're saying you should. They're those kind of players that can do that, but come on, you know, you need to provide them balls as well for them to make things happen. I mean, if we saw that game against Everton, I think that was Kai Havertz, is one of Kai Havertz's best games I've seen him in a Chelsea shirt,
absolutely.
where he had that free roll. Passes were coming to him. He saw what he was doing with the ball. The man was doing touches here, touches there. Had a goal that should have been really. That should have
absolutely.
Stood. That
he had two goals.
Yeah, that should have stood really, and he was disallowed.
Yeah,
but he was doing all sorts of things, and if he gets the service, that guy is. I said it already. I've said it on your channel. I've said it on loads of other channels. This guy is going to be a future Ballon d'Or winner for me, and I think I hope he would be at Chelsea, being a Chelsea player, because I rate this kid so highly. Kai Havertz, and I think, you know, when people come in here and knock him, not yourselves by the way, but others I've been here. I know one particular fan that's been talking about getting rid of him in the summer, and I don't want to give his name. He might one day come on your platform, but you guys are going to get very angry when you hear it. Even Chelsea perspective, you hear it, bro. Yeah, he's actually coming out and saying we got to get rid of Kai Havertz, and the other one he said get rid of Mason Mount. When I hear those kind of things, I'm thinking to myself, what's this guy chatting
sometimes
about?
Sometimes you have to digest and listen to what they say. Probably,
and he's a Chelsea fan.
They don't really have the technical brain of the game. It's just
I do not believe Chelsea will not consider selling Havertz, not even Timo Werner, no matter how badly people may think they're performing right now, and. Those guys, they will stay at Chelsea for a long time. I don't think, not right now. And I think you're right. I think most people just jump to conclusions after one game or the other.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
And
the thing.
Against teams that defend deep, I don't think those guys will make an impact in that game.
Okay.
No.
Most especially Timo Werner. Werner plays with space. So when we play against teams that defend deep, it's not always a good idea to play him, except if he is on the flank. Even when he's on the flank, if teams defend deep, he finds it very difficult to play because he runs behind defenders, and that's his best. That's how he plays. So when teams defend deep, I don't think it will be a wise idea to play him, and that's why I won't consider having him on the team sheet against. Crystal Palace. I'd rather start Hussein Odoi and also an experienced target man as Olivier Giroud, and we'll be good.
Exactly.
Those guys,
And I tell you what, I've been saying this for so long because I'm a massive Cho fan as well. Yeah, I've been on this kid ever since I've seen him. I've watched him play for our youth team, and then obviously watching him at Stamford Bridge as well in games.
The under 17.
This kid is special. And if you remember when he first came out, there was that talk of these two top young talents coming out of English football in terms of Cho and Sancho. Yeah, they were the two that are known for big things, right? Cho was actually supposed to be better than Sancho. That's how highly they were rating him, and obviously he's had his injuries. I think he could be just as good as. I think for me, he can be just as good as Sancho, if not on the same level path. Because I think he's got more to his game. Yeah, and a lot of people don't seem to realise what this kid's got. And I always said it. If they think that he's a rubbish player, okay, then why is it that Bayern Munich have gone in for him 5 times? They've gone in for him in the last 3 seasons. Wanting this kid. If they can see something in him, and let's be honest, Bayern Munich they're no rubbish team, as you know. They're European champions,
right?
We all know.
Their scout is great.
Exactly. If their scout is saying this kid is great, then I just sometimes wish people would look at that same way, rather than just say, you know what, get rid of, because I know a lot of people just say, get rid of him. But well, I just know if this kid ever was to leave Chelsea, right, he's going to go somewhere. He's going to play brilliant, and then we're going to buy him back for stupid monies down the line again.
Yeah, and honestly, DJ, there are two factors, two reasons why I don't believe the club is selling him.
Yeah.
One is that the guy is good.
Yeah.
And the second reason, he's Chelsea through and through.
Exactly.
Remember, he could have said, no, I don't want a new deal. And he will leave.
Yeah.
But he took the deal and he said, this is my childhood club and I want to be here. I want to achieve great things with Chelsea. And that don't come easy. No. Look at Tammy Abraham. He's refused to extend his contract. Even when Cho signed that deal, he wasn't guaranteed playing time. He's just signing it out of the heart that he loves the club. I remember, if it wasn't for the injury during Sarri's reign at Chelsea, he could have gone. He could have been beyond where he is right now. We all know how good he was before that bad injury. So I love the guy, and I'm glad he signed that contract extension with Chelsea.
And let's be honest, people will call it. People also don't understand. Thomas Tuchel, I don't think will let him go either while he's still manager. You know what I mean? So that's the other thing, you know.
I remember Tuchel said he's been following him.
Yeah.
He knew the guy before he came to Chelsea. He'd been scouting him even when he was at PSG. He knows him very well.
He wants to be man Kante at PSG, isn't it?
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Go ahead. Then.
No, I just wanted to say what I wanted to say was it had to do with the loss against West Brom. Yeah. We all knew the loss was going to come someday, although nobody knew it was going to be that bad.
Yeah.
But like I said after the game, it was just an eye-opener just in time before the Porto game. Because honestly, believe me, had we won that game, I think the team could have approached the Porto game with some measure of arrogance that it would have been very problematic for us. But after that loss, a reaction was needed, and the team was in some measure of pressure, and they knew they're not invisible. So it was a lesson learned on time. There's still time, and I still believe we're going to make the top 4. But we've learned a great deal of lesson, and also it sheds light on the team. It made it clear to us we don't have too many leaders in the team.
No.
Yeah. Because that was why after the dismissal of Thiago Silva, everything just went down south from that moment onward. It was crazy. We still could have won the game had we had some good leaders in the midfield and then also in the defense.
Right.
We still could have won that game. Because we have a better team than they do, but they played better than we did because we lost the leadership in the team the moment Thiago Silva went out. And believe me, I respect Azpilicueta 100%, and he's been a great talent for the club. But in terms of leadership, I've seen some things that I don't really trust him. That is to be the leader that the team really needs.
Yeah.
Now, on some instances, I've seen him like when he makes a bad pass, he turns and blames the player. Some like you should have gone for it. You know, some like you don't see that from a good leader. You know, there are things that I've seen, and when Kepa refused to leave the field, he didn't make the efforts. He didn't make serious effort to tell Kepa leave the field. That was against the final. Was it final or semi-final?
Yeah,
it was
Manchester City.
It was a final.
It was a final.
So things like exactly. So things like that makes it clear that he isn't really the leader that the team needs. Yeah. The leadership what we need in that team should be in the mode of Thiago Silva, and we shouldn't just have one leader just in the defense. When he goes out, things goes to shambles. There should be a leader in the midfield. In the attack, you know, look at just look back at the days of Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard,
John Terry,
Ricardo exactly. In every section of the field, you have a leader, and things don't even. They can be. I mean, they can have 2 red cards, and you're not going to be able to outplay them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think
when you're talking about the leadership thing, I'll just jump in here real quick.
Yes.
If I should put it that way, because what I'm like saying, the leadership thing, you know, I made a research about the same thing because I made a video concerning Azpilicueta, but before I made the video, I read a little bit about this leadership quality. There are so many different types of leaders.
Yes.
There are leaders that yell, and the leaders that are very calm, but then they do the job behind scenes. Especially when you go to a football club, I mean the Premier League leaders. If you go from right from beginning, Giroud, you see Giroud was a leader, but he's a laid-back leader. He does his work in the backstage before they get on the field. So he wouldn't be yelling, because I'm not the kind of person that like a leader that yells. You know what I'm saying? So as for the Quetta, he's a leader in his own way, but he's not that vocal on the pitch. But probably he does different things behind the scenes that we don't know. It's just like John Terry. John Terry is not the leader that like to yell that much. He's like a 50-50 kind of a leader. He does the backstage thing, behind the scene thing, and he does it on the pitch too, but he doesn't really yell. But he makes sure that his leadership is well noticed when he's on the field. That's the only thing. His
body language.
His body language. Yeah. Then let's talk about the scoreline before we move into the transfer news that we have coming up. Latest transfer news growing up in the news media. So what's your predicted lineup, Coachila?
I'm going to go for, I think Chelsea's going to score 3 this time. And the reason being, although these guys will have a low block, they'll defend deep, but they're going to come into the game with the confidence. Probably haven't watched Chelsea against West Brom. They're going to come into the game with the confidence that they can beat us as much as West Brom did. And then that's, to some measure, is an advantage to us. And I believe Tuchel himself, I trust him as a tactician. I can't fault him in that loss. It was just something that happened for him to learn from. I think Chelsea will win 3-0.
Great. Coachella said 3-0 from the man himself, Chelsea Perspective. He said 3-0. Now I'm going to go to DJ, what's your prediction?
You know me. I never ever. I always back my team to win. Don't even say Chelsea to win, and that's what I'll say always. Back my team to win.
Oh, come on, DJ.
Do you know?
Come up with the
do you know?
Wait, that's his style.
Seriously, guys, I've always been lucky that way. I never predict, and we always end up. If I feel one day if I predict something and we end up losing, I feel what do you call it? So. The two things I've learned in life, never bet against Chelsea, and never bet against England. I never bet against anything else. I bet against everything else, but against my team, Chelsea, I would never do that. I'm just going to say my team to win, bro. Seriously.
Well, that's a prediction.
I always, sometimes, most of the time, I come very close, but the guys don't give me the extra goal that I need. I predict. I always predict 3 most of the time. When I say this guy will score, one of them score, but then the last person doesn't score. So my prediction always end up going down. So I think Chelsea will be coming up with a 2-0 win. And a goal from Timo Werner. I believe a goal from Timo Werner will come. And then also it will be another goal from Mason Mount again. Another goal from Mason Mount and Timo Werner. We'll see how the 2-0 go over.
I think, okay.
Crystal Palace. Well, guys, it's been nice having you guys here. Chelsea Perspective. DJSAVJ. Is that what it is, right?
DJ Sav.
DJ Sav.
DJ Sav.
Wonderful to have DJ Sav over here. And then also Chelsea Perspective he goes by the name
Coachila.
Coachila again. Coachila, I forgot. Coachila, thank you all for responding and coming over here to help the screen and then talk about the game that we all love, the club that we all serve and love. It's been, we can't go a day without watching football. So thank you all guys. Thank you guys for 100%. Coming in. And then it's been wonderful. And then we'll see you guys again in the match review the game against
Crystal
Palace and Chelsea. Thank you guys for being here.
Big up everyone in the chat.
Big up everyone. Love.
And then I want to say, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel.
Share the video as well,
Share the video as well. Our channel is not that big, but then we're getting there. We can't get there without you guys watching it. And we'll still spend time here for you guys to enjoy what we come over here and talk about. And your opinion also is much more welcome over here. Go to the comment section below and talk about anything being discussed in this video. Thank you all for watching. See you again.
Cheers.
Okay. Press that, guys.
Mm-hmm.